Hi everyone and welcome back to the Colour Cave where we like to play with art stuff. My name is Jem and today is indeed the final day of Cavemas. I am very tired, very tired. We've got there. There is a lot to get through today, so I'm just going to get cracked right in because you guys don't want to listen to me talking for an entire hour. So to kick things off, first of all, I just want to say thank you for all the support, all the really nice messages that you have sent me over this Cavemas period, and in fact all year as well. You're all amazing and you never ever cease to amaze me with your generosity, your kindness and your support, not just to me but also to the other people that are cavers too. So I would like that to continue into 2021 as well. I am filming this on New Year's Eve, otherwise known as Hogmanay here in Scotland, and it's kind of a bigger deal for us than Christmas. So it's actually quite a nice way for me to finish up for Cavemas as well. I have enjoyed this Cavemas way more than the last two, and I don't know whether it's because I am a bit more well versed or whether I have, just because the content's been so varied this year, that I've enjoyed it more. And I'm really glad that the more unorthodox videos that we've done have been received well, like the interview with Jamie. All of you seem to really enjoy that, and I had an absolute ball, in case you couldn't tell while we were doing that. So there's a few things that I just want to bring up in terms of the channel and things to bring to your attention. Oh, before I forget, my festive wear today is on my feet, so I shall just reverse back a little bit. I've got my little reindeer socks on. My Christmas spirit hasn't disappeared yet. Just in terms of videos, a few things I wanted to sort of bring your attention to. You will have seen a few videos in the past couple of weeks, and there's a little bar that comes up in the bottom corner of the screen and it says paid promotion. This is now a requirement for YouTube. Basically, if you take anything of value in exchange for a video, you have to declare it. And I just didn't want people to have a misconception of what that means. When it says includes paid promotion, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are getting paid for a video or the video is sponsored. And especially in my case, it tends to be things like with the orangutan colour along with Tim Jeff's, that is counted as a paid promotion because Tim had given me a copy in inverted commas of his book to give away, so that is an item of value. So I just didn't want there to be any misconception and people thinking that I'm getting paid hundreds and hundreds of pounds or anything silly like that for doing a video and then still putting ads in the video as well. That is absolutely not the case. It's a really big sort of catch-all phrase and it covers off a lot of different things, but we want to keep ourselves on the right side of the rules, so you'll see that popping up anytime I have been given like a supply or an item. I'm usually quite transparent with stuff like that anyway. You all know normally if I've been given something, because I always give a fair review anyway, and I will not be swayed by trinkets or art supplies. Too stubborn for that. Whilst on the subject of videos, I want to talk about the description section under each video. I have a feeling that it often gets overlooked by viewers, and I just wanted to kind of highlight that it's there. If you are on a desktop, you can usually see the first part of the description under the video. If you're on a mobile device or a tablet, quite often there's a little sort of V-shaped arrow, and if you hit that arrow directly under the video window, it will pop up. There is a myriad of information in that section relating specifically to the video, but also things like how to get in touch with me. So if it's something that you've not looked at before, it might be worth just sticking your nose down into the description. Quite often I list the art supplies that I've used as well, if it's, if it's a drawing video or a colouring video. So it's well worth checking out if you don't normally bother with the description section of the video. At the very bottom of the description section, that is where I keep the count of how much money is in the cave stash as well. That's something that you can always keep an eye on as we go along. So let's talk about 2020. That's usually like the main part of these videos, is having a look over the last year, talk about my arty resolutions. And I don't know about you guys, but I can safely say that everything went absolutely 100% out the window for me this year. Number one, I started off the year by moving, which was fine, that was planned, but that was a lot, and I don't think I was anticipating the sheer chaos that I was going to be met with when we moved into the new house. And it has taken over like a huge chunk of my life this year. Pile on top of that little dose of COVID, which obviously we've all had to deal with, and depending on where you are in the world, you'll have had to deal with different types of restrictions. For us, it was lockdowns, and that's still going on right now, and it's making life very, very difficult. We have had a really, really hard year, and I can only speak for myself, but I think that I have weathered it considerably well, and things have only really started to feel like they're piling on top of me in the last few months. I mentioned at the beginning of Cavemas, both Mr. Jem's dad and Papa Jem were both seriously unwell with different things. Thankfully, both of them are on the mend, but it was kind of like the thing that sort of tipped the balance the wrong way. And I found myself towards the end of the year just feeling really stressed out, really burnt out. I mean, you can see it, like I'm tired, you can see how pale I am. Then obviously doing Cavemas as well, but that was actually a good thing, not a bad thing. It's just come to be rather a lot. So I wasn't really thinking an awful lot about my arty resolutions this year. The other thing that happened as well was that the website and the stash shop, they're doing a lot better than I thought they would, and I've spent a lot more time on them than I thought I would this year, and I think that's kind of pushed other things to the side as well. I have spent a lot of time thinking about what we're going to do going forward, because I really can't carry on in the capacity that I'm in. In my main job, I'm doing more work now than I've ever done, and obviously doing quite a lot for the cave. We have had a year where I've spat out a lot of extra videos as well. I was doing the extra videos during lockdown, and obviously now for Cavemas as well. That's like 6 weeks worth of videos in like under 2 weeks. So I've done a lot this year. I think there's more than 350 videos in total on the channel now. I don't quote me on that, but I think there is. So the kind of sort of rambly point I'm getting to is that I think that I've done the best that I can this year under some very, very strange circumstances. And it seems like you guys have enjoyed yourselves, so I'd like to think that you have. I have. And I would like to continue on in the same vein next year. So my New Year's resolutions this time last year, number one was to finish Enchanted Forest. So at least I can say I've completed one of them. But that one doesn't really count because that was also a New Year's resolution from the year before. So this is like my second year attempting that, but I finally got it done. I was so pleased with myself. I was super chuffed with myself. So I'm going to have a little rest from Johanna Basford for a while. I do have some of her other books, but I think I'm kind of Basforded out for the time being. And we'll maybe pick out something new and exciting to colour. I loved all your suggestions for things to colour for next year, and I have a lot of the books that you've suggested as well. I'm not going to get through all of your suggestions because there was a lot. The overwhelming request to colour in Kirby Rosanna's Worlds Within Worlds is really good because it's a book that I have and I haven't coloured in it yet. So that's guaranteed. I can tell you now, absolutely we will be colouring in that at some point next year. I do still have all the books that I've been gifted. I have them in like a pile and they're in chronological order from when I was given them, and I am working my way through those as well in terms of colour alongs. So I have a book already lined up that we're going to do a page in, but I think once we've covered that off we'll maybe go into Kirby. So I hope that satisfies some of you for some colour alongs, colouring chats, that kind of thing. My second resolution was to do more digital painting. That categorically has not happened. That was one of the things that got pushed to the side just in amongst everything else. It's actually something I'm not going to pursue again this year. I have other things that I want to do, and digital painting just doesn't factor in it. It's something that I would like to learn and be proficient in. I like to do traditional art for a reason, and it's because I spend most of my day in front of a screen. Between work and doing YouTubey stuff, I spend a lot of time in front of a computer. So although it's something I feel like would be a nice skill to have, it's not really high on my priority list, so I'm just going to let that one slide. The third thing that I was going to do this year was do another portrait of Mist. That was my original working dog. I have only drawn her once, and that's something that I was actually going to pursue, and then I got a couple of graphite commissions, so I ended up drawing other people's dogs. instead of my own dog, and that is something that I definitely want to do this year. So that is basically my first resolution for this year, is to do another pencil drawing of Mist, and it'd be quite nice to see how much my skills have come on, because the last one was a couple of years ago, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to see some sort of improvement as well. So I don't know if that's something I'm going to share as an entire video, but I will obviously share the drawing with you for absolute sure. My third resolution for this year is to share more of my colour pencil drawings with you all. It's something I haven't done an awful lot of on the channel. We've done colouring and we've done things in pencil, but the colour pencil drawings is like the one thing I really like to do, and it's something I've just kind of kept to myself, and it's like a little chunk of arting that's just for me. But I think this year I would like to share some more of that with you too. I think that would be really good. So in terms of other things that are going to be happening this coming year, as in tomorrow. For the cave itself, I want to concentrate on working on a better lighting setup. Just having been up here almost a year now, I am aware that in the winter months I need something a bit more substantial to give us a bit of a better finish on the actual videos themselves. So that's something I'm going to invest in this year. And the other thing that I'm waiting for is my upgraded internet. So a lot of exciting things are going to happen when I get that upgrade. I do not have a date for it. And the company that I'm working with have told me that it's the government that are dragging their heels because they have to sign off the grant. So unfortunately at this moment in time I don't have a timescale for that. But that's going to bring some exciting changes. We're going to do some live streaming. I'm not going to turn into a live streaming channel, but we will be doing some live streaming, which is going to be really good fun because I'm going to get to interact with you guys a lot more, which is going to be really nice. The other thing that I've been sitting thinking about, and I've been thinking about it a lot, is these time constraints that I have. I learned a lesson from putting out 3 videos a week during the first lockdown, near the start of the year, and 3 videos is a lot. Like, it's a lot, and it was getting pretty crazy for me to try and fit them in. Now that's not necessarily something that I was kind of like veering towards anyway, but it was just a really interesting experiment, and it's kind of cemented in my mind that I will be sticking to the 2 videos a week format, and the Thursday Sunday format works really well for me. It's the other things in my life and everything I do is crammed up back to back. Like, I have a back-to-back schedule every day. I hardly ever take days off or just like take a day to myself. And one of the things that affects that quite substantially is this house that I live in. It's quite a big house, and I cannot be the housewife, do my 2 jobs, take care of everything, and help Mr. Gemley. It's just too much, and something has to give. So I am working on solutions for that to give me just a little bit of breathing space. I'm never going to be an unbusy person. That's just never going to happen because I would be really bored. But I am taking measures to allow myself just that little bit more time. And I think it's going to make the video process a lot more enjoyable for me. And it's also going to give me time to maybe do a little bit more lengthy and in-depth stuff for the videos. So I think that's that can only be a positive thing, but that's kind of like in the works just now. We do still have a lot of renovation to do, and unfortunately that is going to be ongoing for at least another year, and I'm going to have to juggle that. I can't kind of like stick that to the side, but I'm working on just giving myself a little bit of breathing space, because the last thing I want to do is burn out and then be sitting here making a video in a year's time saying, look, I'm really sorry guys, I've had enough, because I don't ever want to stop YouTubing. I'd love to stop editing videos, but I don't want to stop YouTubing. So I know that's more of a kind of personal thing, but it does affect the channel, so I just felt like, it was something I wanted to talk about a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our giveaway winners. I'm quite excited about this. I have several receptacles with all your names written out on paper. The first ones in the hat are for the Artful subscription box. I'm doing this one first because it's the only physical prize we're giving away this year, and I just thought it'd be a good place to start. So obviously doing this as fairly as I can. This is open worldwide. It's a pretty heavy box. It is a new and sealed box. It's not the box that I demonstrated from. You will be getting a new and unopened box for this. So best of luck to everyone for this, and I hope that we're going to make someone really happy by giving away this box. I know Jamie was really excited about doing this as well. Okay, this one. And the winner is Martine McFarlane. I hope you can see that. So congratulations, Martin, you are now the proud owner of an Artful subscription box. Details on how to claim your box will be once I've drawn everything else in just a moment. So just hang on to your knickers for a little bit longer. So the next one I have is for the Tim Jeff's Endangered Animals colouring book, and these are all in this rather fetching red basket, so we'll give them a really good rumble round. We don't want any cheating. And I'll just turn my head away. Okay. I think I've got two, have I? No, I've got one. Okay, this one right here. And the winner of the Tim Jeff's Endangered Animals PDF download colouring book is Michelle Petrovich. Congratulations, Michelle. You are now the proud owner of a colouring book. And finally, we're going to pick two winners from this rather bulky basket. And these are for the £10 Amazon vouchers that we were giving away in the very first Cavemas video, which seems so long ago. So I'm going to put these into the hat because they are kind of like all overflowing out this little basket. So excited, two winners. Okay, first £10 Amazon voucher is going to KK Franzen. You are the winner of a £10 Amazon voucher, so that's lovely, and I hope you spend it on something wonderful. Oh, let's pick someone else. Who else have we got in here? This one. And our second winner... do you know something? I actually thought this might happen at some point. I was going to come across a name that I don't really know how to pronounce. The second... Apologies in advance. The second winner of a £10 Amazon voucher is Kendra Lacuse or Lacuse. Kendra, please tell me how to pronounce your surname. That would be real nice. There we are. So congratulations to you, Kendra. Congratulations to all of our winners. If you could all get in touch with me via email, please. Here is my email address. Drop me a mail and we will get you sorted out for your prizes and get them to you ASAP so that you can enjoy them. Just as a little aside and a kind of another way for me to show my appreciation for you all, because I really, really do appreciate you. I really hope you didn't hear Jock sigh in there. He's fast asleep. Yeah, just as a sort of token gesture, I want to sort of throw a curveball out here. Over the course of the last maybe 2 years, I have been randomly going into the comments, and if it's a comment that's made me laugh in a particular fashion, or if I really like someone's screen name, because I'm really jealous because I can think of loads of really witty screen names I'd have on YouTube, but obviously I have to use the colour cave. And I really like seeing other people's. If I have ever replied to your comment and awarded you cave points, if I have given you cave points, I would like to extend an invitation for you to get in touch with me at that same email address, and I would like to send you one of my prints just to say thank you for being in the comments and keeping me going, because there's been times where, you know, you've really sort of lifted my spirits as well. So if that's something you're interested in, all you have to do is send me a screenshot of the relevant comment and drop it to me in an email, and I will send you one of my prints just to say thank you very much. I just thought that would be a nice thing to do. Speaking of prints, I didn't even do this on purpose. I have made a conscious decision to remove all of my artwork from Redbubble. That is something that I will be doing imminently. I have had 2 people contact me, and thankfully it's 2 people that I know. It's actually friends of mine who have bought items from Redbubble with my artwork on them. And they contacted me after purchasing, basically said, Jem, you need to see this. I'm not happy with the quality of the items that Redbubble are putting out. That's it in a nutshell. I think that their print function on certain items is substandard. One of my friends ordered a clock, and she sent me a photograph of it, and all the colours in the artwork part were really, really washed out. It was a really poor fit in the face of the clock. You know, it looks as if an amateur had cut out the clock face and stuck it on with it, you know, like a glue stick. She paid £16 for that clock. And out of that £16, I get like £2.50. and Redbubble keep the rest. She contacted Redbubble and she did say the customer service was very, very good. They responded really quickly and they refunded her. They did offer her another clock and she declined because she said that the quality of the actual clock itself was very poor too, not just the artwork. I also had someone else speak to me about the stickers that they'd bought, and they were out of focus, you know, they were kind of fuzzy around the edges, and again the colours were really, really washed out compared to the original artwork. And that friend has seen in person the original artwork, so she knew, and on that basis I don't think companies like Redbubble realise how much things like that can hurt small creators and small artists like me, because there is a chance that they think that things like that are my fault, and I can't afford to be in that position. So on that basis, I am removing everything. It is a passive income, but it's so little, it's pennies, and it's not worth possibly getting a bad reputation for something that's not my fault. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. It was a good experiment, but passive income or not, I don't want anybody to be getting substandard items that have got my artwork on them and my name on them, more to the point. So yeah, just wanted to make you aware of that. Okay, on to the last subject, and that is what is going to happen after this video. Because of everything I've talked about and the situation and whatnot, I have decided to take a proper break, proper time off away from everything, just to recuperate a little bit and spend some time doing the things that I like to do outside of art and just art for myself. So after this video, I do normally take a break in the new year, but it's usually only like a couple of days up to a week. I'm taking 2 full weeks off this year. I'm also taking 2 full weeks off my proper job as well, because I know that I really, really, really need a rest. So the first video of the new year, obviously this one doesn't count because you're seeing it on New Year's Day, but you know what I mean. The first video will be on the 14th of January. I do believe that's the Thursday. I need to take this time to recuperate, rejuvenate, and get myself geared up for another amazing year with the channel, with you guys, with the stash shop, with it all. And I want to be able to keep that enthusiasm going. I'll also be shutting the stash shop as well. You'll still be able to go in and place orders, but I will not be shipping anything until after the 14th of January. So if you're looking for something in a hurry, I'm really sorry. But I just need to do this. I just need to take a step back and take a break. So I hope you will survive for a fortnight without me. I'm sure you'll be fine. And I will see you back in the cave in 2 weeks, raring to go for another year. I can't thank you all enough for this year. I really, really can't. I just... Everything exceeds my expectations all the time. I have forged some excellent relationships this year with some of you guys, and also with people like Jamie from Artful as well. It's been a bumper year, all things considered, and all the hardships that we've had and all the weird stuff that's gone on in terms of this community and just being here with you guys. It's been amazing, and I probably wouldn't have still been in one piece if it wasn't for it. So genuinely, I want to thank you all very much, and I hope you'll stick with me for another year and we can continue to learn together, make mistakes together, and talk about silly things and generally just lift each other up. So I want to wish you all a happy new year once again, and I will see you back in the cave on the 14th for a nice fresh set of videos. So enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and bye for now.